The eighth house, the house of transformation. Now, the eighth house is often referred to as the house of transformation because in astrology, it governs the realms of transformation and sexuality. It encompasses the symbolism of regeneration, birth, death, rebirth, and the overcoming of trauma and crisis. It defines your attitudes towards change and also the nature of your inner strength and your willpower. So a weakened or afflicted eighth house, it can reveal your vulnerabilities that can leave you susceptible to addictions and unhealthy obsessions. What you need to know about your eighth house in astrology. Hi and welcome. I'm Patricia Tate with willowgracemystic.com. So the eighth house is also associated with inheritance and debt. It includes topics such as taxes, divorce, and alimony payments. Now, we look to your second house for what your personal assets and things that you value. So therefore, the opposite, your eighth house, could be associated with liabilities and things that you possess, but do not truly belong to you. These are the things that we rent or borrow or lease from others. So the eighth house, it also corresponds to the water sign of Scorpio, and its planetary rulers include both Pluto and Mars. The eighth house is associated with power struggles, both internal and external. It informs your will to survive and evolve and adapt for the purpose of doing so. Now, furthermore, it encompasses the psychology fields and other psychoanalytical disciplines. It involves the subconsciousness, drives, and intuitive insights that can be found deep within the depths of your mind. The doors of your perception and your ability to read others and figure out the hidden motives or agendas are all part of this house. Now, people with an afflicted or unhealthy eighth house, they can be prone to manipulation or controlling behavior. This can be seen as a person who is ruthless or merciless. They can also resort to all types of extremes in order to get what they want or need. Now, the eighth house, it represents some of the prerequisites and rewards that come from our connections created from your preceding seventh house. Now, these benefits may include an inheritance or a rise in your social status due to marrying into a wealthy family. This house represents your joint possessions that you share with another person, particularly an intimate partner or a work partner, work associate. It's about the physical consequences and the aspects of what happens when we share our lives with another person. It also pertains to negative consequences, like the end of a disillusionment of personal relationships. This includes disputes, quarrels over boundaries, and separations about what is entitled to who. This can drive a wedge in between the union that was created by your seventh house. So this in turn leads to a divorce or an estrangement, sometimes on very difficult terms. Now, your eighth house, it signifies something about how obsessive and intense your attachments are to your possessions, especially in regards to the people that you are possessive of. It pertains to all forms of taxation, alimony, child support, and other forms of payment that is made to others or that comes to you. Now, this could include debts to creditors and others. We look for indications of how well you manage your financial obligations to others here, and it can reveal whether you're likely to be more honest and diligent or possibly difficult and sneaky. If you have an afflicted eighth house, it can signify that you may be predisposed towards delinquency or bankruptcy or defaulting on payments. It can suggest someone who is less than honest or not above cheating or shortchanging others to get the upper hand in a deal of some sort. Now, it also concerns the way you use others, often for personal gain or to serve for your own interests. We look to your eighth house to see what we take versus what we owe and what others may owe to us. Now, all types of debts and liabilities or their hindrances can be seen as a threat to our personal freedom or potential or power. Your eighth house is where you seek to combine your power. We need to understand that this power typically does not come without a price. Your eighth house is where we look to see the price that you must pay in order to get what you desire, and also the problems that can arise when we are in possession of it. Now, Sexual energies, they're also highlighted here, and the impulse to feel closer to another person is more physically and emotionally intense. This can involve a lot of mind games and manipulations that often play out as toxic relationships. The desire to possess and control another soul or to merge with it, along with violent emotions, jealousy, they're all part of your 8th house activity. Now, having a prominent 8th house can suggest that you are psychologically perceptive and a very intuitive person, that you're in tune to the needs of yourself and those around you. This is especially the case when your moon is located in this house. An 8th house moon provides you with an emotional depth and a strong subconscious desire for power in order to feel secure and emotionally stable. You may also have an underlying admiration or an insecurity around females or other matriarchal figures that have the ability to possibly wield power or influence over you or others. You may have had a mother or maternal figure in your life who was possessive or controlling or even abusive or negligent physically or psychologically. Your relations with your mother could have been traumatic or empowering in a really great way. At any rate, your personal relationships with females are likely to be accompanied by power games and aggression that actually enhance your feelings of intimacy. So I hope that you learned something new. I would love to hear about your thoughts in the comments below. So to learn more, please like and subscribe.